What if everything you spent your entire life worrying about suddenly stopped mattering? Not because you gave up, but because you finally saw the truth. And here's the surprising part. For many people, that moment doesn't come at 30 or even 50. It comes after 70. There's a quiet shift that happens as you grow older. It's not loud. It doesn't announce itself. But one day, you wake up, and the things that once felt urgent just don't feel important anymore. The pressure fades, the noise softens, and for the first time in decades, life feels lighter. This isn't about losing something. It's about gaining clarity. Because the happiest people in their 70s and beyond aren't the ones who held on to everything. They're the ones who finally learned what to let go of. And today, we're going to talk about 7 things that quietly lose their power after 70, and why releasing them might be the most freeing thing you ever do. Now, let's begin. Number 1, the need to impress others. For most of life, we are trained to perform, to look successful, to sound smart, to be liked, to fit in. We shape our choices around what others might think. But after 70, something changes. You realize most people were too busy worrying about themselves to judge you as much as you feared. And even if they did, it never truly defined your life. So you stop asking, "Will they like this?" and start asking, "Does this feel right to me?" And that shift is freedom. Number 2, always being right. There was a time when winning arguments felt important. Proving your point, having the last word, being seen as correct. But over time, you begin to notice that winning arguments rarely brings peace. It often creates distance instead. After 70, many people realize that peace is far more valuable than being right. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stay silent. Not because you have nothing to say, but because you no longer need to prove anything. Number 3, regret about the past. Everyone carries regrets. Things you wish you said, chances you didn't take, moments you wish you could relive or undo. But with age comes a deeper understanding. The past is not a place you can return to. No matter how much you think about it, you cannot rewrite it. And slowly, you begin to accept that your life was never meant to be perfect. It was meant to be real. Every mistake, every wrong turn, every missed opportunity shaped who you became. Instead of looking backward with regret, you begin to look forward with peace. Number 4, keeping up appearances. For years, society teaches us to maintain an image. Nice clothes, nice car, nice lifestyle. But after 70, that illusion fades. You realize that comfort matters more than impression, and peace matters more than presentation. You stop chasing things just to look successful, and start choosing what actually makes your life simpler and calmer. Because true elegance is quiet, effortless, and never needs validation. Number 5, trying to please everyone. There comes a point when you realize you can do everything right and still disappoint someone. And for years, that feels exhausting. You try to keep everyone happy, avoid conflict, say yes when you want to say no. But after 70, you understand that your peace cannot depend on everyone else's approval. You begin to set boundaries, not harshly, but honestly. You learn that saying no is not rejection, it is self-respect. And the more you stop trying to please everyone, the more real your relationships become. Number 6, the fear of being alone. For much of life, being alone feels uncomfortable. So we fill our lives with noise, people, and distractions. But after 70, many discover something unexpected. Solitude is not emptiness. It is space. Space to think, to breathe, to simply be. You begin to enjoy your own company. Not because you have no one else, but because you finally feel complete within yourself. You realize that loneliness and solitude are not the same. Loneliness feels like something is missing, but solitude feels like nothing is missing at all. Number 7, holding on to old grudges. Time reveals the weight we carry. old arguments, broken relationships, unspoken pain. For years, you may hold on to these things, replaying them again and again. But after 70, you begin to see the cost. Bitterness doesn't punish the past. It poisons the present. And slowly, you start to let go. Not because what happened was okay, but because you no longer want to carry it. Forgiveness becomes something you do for yourself, not for others. And when you finally release those old grudges, you feel lighter than you have in years. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Life doesn't become harder with age, it becomes clearer. The distractions fade, the noise disappears, and what remains is what truly matters. But that clarity only comes if you are willing to let go. Let go of pressure, expectations, and things that were never meant to define you. Because the people who truly shine in their later years aren't the ones who held on to everything. They're the ones who understood what was never worth holding in the first place. So tell me, what is something you've stopped worrying about as you've grown older? Share it in the comments, because your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this reminder. Because sometimes the most powerful step forward is simply letting go.